Hello and welcome to our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 29.
It is once again moving day, and today we are checking out of our treehouse at Saratoga Springs. Now, we did have a room already booked, of course, for our next stay, but yesterday I found someone on Facebook willing to rent out some last-minute expiring points. And when I say last minute, they were very last minute. They expire in just a couple days. So what we did was we had them book the next 2 days of our stay, so today and tomorrow, using those expiring points, and then I canceled my reservation for those 2 nights and just kept the 1 night. So we were able to save a little bit of money by renting those points. We got them for a very good rate since they were very, very close to expiration at $6 a point. It was a crazy deal. So we were super excited about that one and saved a little bit there. Went over to our resort to check in. We were staying at Boulder Ridge Villas, which is at Wilderness Lodge. Now, we had never stayed at Wilderness Lodge before. We have been to Wilderness Lodge to eat at Whispering Canyon several times. We love it there. And we'd also been over there to eat at Artist Point earlier in the year. But we'd never stayed there. So we didn't really understand that Wilderness Lodge is not just one resort, it is 3 resorts. It's Wilderness Lodge, the deluxe Disney rooms that are regular hotel rooms. Then it's Copper Creek, which is one of the Disney Vacation Club villas. And it's also Boulder Ridge, which is another Disney Vacation Club villa. So it was kind of confusing. And so we did what everyone else probably would do in our situation. We showed up at the resort and went to the front desk to ask them about it.
Of course, the cast members were very helpful and explained where Boulder Ridge Villas were and how to get there. So we did do a little bit of exploring just to kind of understand where everything was. Now today we're staying in a 1-bedroom villa, which we have never stayed in a 1-bedroom villa before. This was a brand new experience for us, but the room was not ready yet and they said it probably wouldn't be ready till later. And since it's near the end of the month, we needed to get some work done. Now, if you've ever been to Wilderness Lodge, the lobby is gorgeous. There's
Absolutely
plenty
amazing.
of seating in there. And so we decided to plop ourselves in there and get some work done because there was Wi-Fi available. And so we sat there for several hours just enjoying the ambiance, just enjoying the vibe there, and of course, getting work done.
Now, the end of the month is always a little bit busier for us, and same at the beginning of the month too, because we do a lot of work for our clients on a monthly retainer basis. And so we have the beginning of the month pulling all the reports together from the previous month, sending those out, getting on calls and going over them with clients. And the end of the month, we're trying to make sure everything is tied up and there's no loose ends from that month so we can go clean into the next month and kind of making sure everything's just totally set. So we tend to be really busy that last week of the month and really busy that first week of the month, and the middle 2 weeks are a little bit easier on us as far as work. So we had a lot of work to do the end of this first month here working remotely in the resorts. And we did, like she said, a few hours of that from the lobby until our room was ready around 4.
And of course, we headed over to the room to check it out. We did our 360 pictures, our detail pictures, and of course, a room tour.
This is the living room, kitchen, dining room area of this room. This is a DVC resort, so we do have a kitchen area. It's one of our favorite things about these DVC resorts is the fact that we have a kitchen.
And as you can tell in this video, even just a little bit, the details in here are really unique because we felt like we were in a Christmas room. With the red and green colors going on, you've got the moose and the evergreens and the pine cones. It just gave us a Christmas vibe.
It was almost like a cabin. It was very woods and rustic, but then they threw in the green and red and the evergreens, and it just was like a Christmas cabin, I guess, which is not what we were expecting going to Boulder Ridge. We were thinking more Wilderness Lodge type vibes of more camping, but not so much Christmas camp. It was just weird. It was weird because it wasn't what we were expecting, I guess.
Yeah, and not in a bad way necessarily, but it would definitely be a place we would enjoy more at Christmas time because it would just feel like you're in this Christmas cabin during the winter.
Now, while we were working in the lobby, we did get a text from some of our friends from Illinois that said, hey, we're in town visiting family. We'd love to meet up, but we don't have park tickets. So maybe we could do dinner somewhere. And
food?
Yeah, food. That's always a yes.
I mean, friends? Yes.
We'll clear our schedule for our food. I mean, for our friends. Yeah, it's always a yes. So we looked around to see what kind of reservations they had, and we found a dinner reservation at Grand Floridian Cafe, which is kind of one of the hidden gems, I feel like, in the resorts. It is there at Grand Floridian and gets overshadowed by 1900 Park Fair and Narcoossee's. It just really kind of hides the fact that there's this nice little restaurant with really moderate prices and really good food tucked back in the corner there. So we met them over there for dinner and had a great time catching up and talking with them. It was great to see them again. And it was also really awesome for us because now we have 2 other people having dinner with us. And they love food and we love food. So we got 4 different entrees that we could all sample, and we got an appetizer to share, and then we got some desserts to share as well. So it was just great because we got to try some menu items we maybe wouldn't have tried otherwise, and got to sample a lot of food. So we started with the appetizer, the house-made fried mozzarella that was delicious. Now, it is great cheese, but it is not the kind you want to have the awesome cheese pull with. It's not that kind of cheese, but it was really tasty, and that was the saving grace. So even though we didn't get the cool picture of the cheese pull, we still had great cheese.
It was really good, so I did forgive it for not being able to do a cool cheese pull because I'm all about the cheese pull if it's possible, but it was really, really good. It was a nice starter to the meal too for all of us. Now, when it comes to entrees, Grand Floridian Cafe does deliver. Oh my goodness. I ordered the steak and scallops, and it was just a really hearty, warm meal. One of those really good meals for a cold night. It was just perfect. Now, no, I did not eat the entire steak. I did make sure to eat the scallops, though, because those don't reheat well.
Not at all.
But we are in a 1-bedroom villa, which means I can heat the steak up in an oven, not a microwave. And that was a huge plus, I will tell you that.
Yeah, and I got the pork chop. It was a huge pork chop with the bone still on, and it had this apples and applesauce with it that was really, really, really good. And of course, I didn't eat all of that either. It does reheat really well. So we made sure to save some of each of our entrees for lunch the next day. And then our friends that were with us, one of them got the spinach and ricotta ravioli. And I am not a big fan of spinach that is cooked. I actually like it a lot in salads or on burgers or sandwiches. But when it's cooked, I don't really care for it. However, this ravioli was very, very
really
good.
good.
I really enjoyed the ravioli. And then our other friend got the cornflake fried chicken. I was not sure what to think about that until it got there, and I tried it, and I was very impressed.
I was too, and I tend to be a little pickier, but this was actually really, really good. I was very surprised I liked it. I'm gonna be honest. I more or less tried it just to say I tried it, but I actually did enjoy it.
And we did save a little bit of room for dessert. So we got first off the sampler, which was 3 different small desserts. There was a cheesecake there was a Mickey Dome chocolate mousse, and then there was a little lemon blackberry tart that was really good. I really enjoyed that one. Of course, the chocolate Mickey Dome was great too, and the cheesecake, but that was not the star of dessert tonight, and I was not nearly as excited about the sampler as Alyssa was about the second dessert that we got.
So we got the fondue tray, and this included angel food cake, strawberries, pineapple, marshmallow, and a warm cup of melted chocolate. And this is the perfect ender to any meal, in my opinion. I mean, you've got fruit, you've got cake with chocolate, and really anything with chocolate is perfect, but this was just a wonderful, wonderful way to end the meal. And honestly, just a really good shareable dessert too. It was a really great thing to share because we all got to try something.
Yeah, there was lots for everyone, and I think one of the coolest touches was that they toasted the marshmallows for us. They took a little torch and caramelized the marshmallows just a little bit. They weren't quite s'mores level marshmallows, and we'll have plenty of those. We'll have plenty of those throughout the year, but they were toasted just a bit, which made them really nice.
After our dinner with our friends and saying goodbye, it was still relatively early compared to when we normally go to bed. We tend to be night owls. So we decided to walk around Grand Floridian, and we walked over to the villas, and this is when we found the beautiful chocolate sculpture that the chefs had made. And this was so detailed. It was so incredible. And we just thought it was the coolest thing to enjoy. So we spent a decent amount of time just checking out all the little details that they put into it. And honestly, just admiring the fact that we'll never be able to do anything like that, and being impressed with their talent.
We don't have that type of skills when it comes to baking and chocolate, things like that. Just not in our wheelhouse. But it was really, really cool to see. And it was our first time going into the Grand Floridian villas as well. So we got to see the penguin fountain and then the penguin sculpture. It was just really cool.
After walking around for a bit and just enjoying the beautiful evening, there were not a lot of people around, so we just walked and talked and enjoyed being together, not in a confined space in our room. And then we drove back to our room because that was the end of the night. So we will see you tomorrow
for our Year with the Ears.